Pleased to be joined by Columbus Blue Jackets defenseman Ryan Murray of White City, Saskatchewan. And we've got him in between games. And Ryan, I appreciate you joining us from the bubble about 24 hours after you being a part of history. Fourth longest game in NHL playoff history. Obviously a loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning. But I think everybody, all your friends and family around here want to know, how are you feeling today physically after that game?
Not bad, actually. It was actually a pretty fun game. Obviously, it went pretty long, and once you get out there into those kind of second and third overtimes and stuff, you just kind of you're just so into the game. So it was kind of fun being out there, but obviously it was a pretty long one.
Well, I saw there were some good questions asked after that game, but it was of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I got to ask you. We've heard stories of what went on in the intermissions in terms of keeping yourself up, keeping yourself hydrated. What were you guys doing to fill time in all those overtime intermissions, knowing this could end at any time or it could go all night?
Yeah, we were just getting a bite to eat, having some snacks, getting some Gatorade, stuff like that, but also just the mental part of it, kind of remembering your rituals before you go out on the ice. And, guys were kind of, you could see everyone was pretty mentally exhausted on both sides. So, just trying to stick with it mentally. And, at one time we were just saying, I don't know, how long can this go? And it felt like we were just going to keep going and going and going. But, it was a fun game to be a part of. Obviously it didn't go our way, but, fun game to be a part of.
I can't have you on and not ask you about Victor Hedman pulling down Cam Atkinson just before the winning goal. I'll just ask your take on that. How are you guys feeling? Clearly, you got jobbed on the non-call. Your coach didn't want to talk about it afterwards. Is it ancient history now?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of done with. I don't think anyone woke up today and is complaining about that too much. I think that during that overtime period, they were trying to let us play as much as possible. So, I don't know. Whatever the refs, they kind of let guys play or whatever. We're going to move past it.
Good. I definitely didn't want to get you in trouble, but I knew I'd be criticized if I didn't ask you about it. Now, I also got to ask you this, Ryan. Coming out of a 5-game series against the Leafs, Ron McLean said it's the biggest summer game in hockey history. And I thought about it for a minute, and I'm like, he's right. There's never been a bigger August hockey game ever than what you played in on Sunday. Then you got to turn around and get ready for the Tampa Bay Lightning. What was your Sunday like getting ready for a deciding game against the Leafs?
We're just trying to, get ready for the game and stuff. And, I think that we were confident in our group right from the beginning. We knew it was a big game, but a fun game too. I mean, those deciding games are always fun because there's no, there's no crap out there. It's just all about winning the game. And it's all about, going out there and playing for your team. So those are the funnest games to play.
And then it ended up in a shutout. It was kind of anticlimactic. I know you're fully looking at Game 2 against Tampa, but just in that Game 5 against the Leafs, it didn't really have the drama. It didn't live up to the biggest summer game of all time. I mean, it was a shutout win, and I know it wasn't easy, but it didn't seem as tight as some other games earlier in the series.
Yeah, it was. They had a few chances that, the one Tavares shot off the post. They had some chances that might have, swung the momentum the other way, but we kind of got the right breaks at the right time. And, Korpisalo has been a rock for us in the net, and he's a big part of that win too.
I'm glad you mentioned his name. Joonas Korpisalo is becoming a household name in Canada after what he's been doing in these Stanley Cup playoffs. You know him better than anybody, certainly in this conversation. Tell us about him. He must be a pretty cool cat. Cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Good dude. He just competes so hard on the ice, and he's been here for a lot of years and hasn't had the opportunity really to play that much. And I think that we all knew what he was capable of. And when Bobrovsky left, I think that I didn't have a doubt in my mind about him and his ability. So to see him doing so well, and Elvis as well. I mean, they're both that 1-2 punch and goaltending. They've both been extremely good for us. So it's been huge for us this year.
So you can see how he's, this is where heroes are made, Ryan. You've been around this league long enough. You know what it's like. And all of a sudden, he's becoming a star. You guys kind of toil in relative almost anonymity in Columbus as far as Canada is concerned. So are you guys enjoying being on this big stage here in the Stanley Cup playoffs and playing in Toronto?
Yeah, it's been fun. It was fun to play Toronto. they have a bit of a media circus that follows them around, but it's kind of fun just to, play in those big games and stuff and know that everyone's tuning in and whatnot. It was, a fun series, but obviously we're here to Tampa now and focus, keep playing our games. And like you said earlier, it's such a quick series to series and game to game that, you just try and stick with it. And, you just want to, once the game's over, you got to kind of get going again and get ready for the next one.
Well, we're catching you on an off day. I got to ask you, because nobody's really heard what life is like in the bubble for an NHL player. How are you filling your time? We heard about the activities that you guys can do, and BMO Field is open for that. How are you filling your time and your teammates?
Yeah, we're mostly just kind of hanging out on our off days. You try and get as much rest as you can and, order some food on Uber Eats or some room service or something, or go down to there's a couple of restaurants here at the hotel. So it's pretty simple life, honestly, where, people go outside, make some calls, read a book, do whatever. But you try and get your rest, and you try and kind of keep yourself sane at the same time, because we're kind of stuck in these walls. So, you kind of take care of the mental stuff and the physical stuff on the days off.
Well, that maybe this fits your personality. I don't know you as well as I know Nathan, but everybody that knows you says you're a bit of an introvert, kind of keep to yourself, a quiet guy. So have you probably enjoyed the break, am I right?
You mean the bubble?
Yeah, in the bubble, yeah.
It's all right. It's I don't know, you miss some things. Obviously, when we're going to the bus to the rink or whatever, you're kind of looking around and seeing how everyone's walking around on the streets, and it's weird not being able to do that. I had to go get a PS4 the other day, or ordered one in, I guess, because it's kind of going crazy just sitting here. Just to keep your mind occupied. So, a lot of guys are playing Call of Duty or whatever else, and just trying to, take up some time doing something. So, I think now we're kind of used to it. We've been here for a few weeks, and I think a lot of guys are kind of getting more used to it, including myself.
Well, you know what? It was Carey Price, actually, who, as you know, played in Tri-City, and you played in Everett, right? Carey said it's like junior hockey. Go to the rink and come home. Go to the rink and come home. Do you have that sense?
Yeah, a little bit, and you're kind of around the whole team all the time, which kind of reminds you of that too. We've been saying it reminds us a little bit of prison or something, because you can't leave. And, we've had the doctors that come in and out every couple of weeks, or people that kind of come in and out, and they've said how weird it was going back to normal life. So, it's weird, but it's fun. I think it's fun, and someday it'll be a good story.
Do you think that you've got another 2 months in it, in you for it? Like that's going to get kind of long by the time this is to the end.
Yeah, I think we're just taking it day by day right now. What else can you do? You just kind of hang out and do whatever. And this is your job and your livelihood. And not doing this all summer, you're kind of just hanging out anyway. So, trying to keep the stress levels down from that, and just, taking it day by day.
Are you running into any other team players, or are you guys all in separate hotels? Because we've all kind of talked about maybe if you bump into a guy at coffee at Starbucks in the morning after you had fought on the night before or something like that. Is there any chance of that happening?
I don't know. Downstairs in the restaurant or whatever, you run into guys, and in the elevators or whatever else. But every team's got their own floor and stuff, and teams are playing kind of every day. So everyone's been pretty busy so far. Does it have a minor hockey tournament sort of feel to it, staying in the same hotel and watching each other's games? Not so much. I don't think so. I've heard some people kind of mention that, but I think it kind of feels like a World Championships, I guess, like where, you got all the teams and stuff and everyone's playing. And I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a cool experience for us. Not ideal situation with, what's going on in the world and all that, but at the same time, such a unique experience. So, we're going to do our best with it. Well, like you say, you'll have a story, and you're there, you might as well win it. Producer Clark has just said in my ear, there's no mini sticks games in the hallways like a minor hockey tournament at the hotel? Nothing like that? Not yet. Not yet, but you never know. Yeah, 2 months could be long. So let me just say this, as you get ready for Game 2 in the bubble, in terms of home ice or road team or whatever, does it even make any difference? Do you even notice, because you're playing on the same ice every time? You're just wearing different colored jerseys and stuff? Yeah, you don't notice much. I mean, you got the line changes and stuff for home ice, home and away. But other than that, yeah, it's kind of same old.
All right, Ryan. Well, I appreciate the time. If there's anything else you want to add as you're talking to your people here in your home province here, anything I left out?
I just want to say hi to all the people back in Sasky.
All right. Appreciate it, man. A lot of Blue Jackets fans here. Keep it going. Maybe we'll do it down the line.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.